formula. For healthy joints, get 3 bottles for $47.97 or 1 bottle for $22.97. Get your supply today. Visit us online at riversideTaichi.com/joint balance formula.
Hieroglyphic Visions, a digital marketing services company. We provide digital services for your company, such as flyer design, online marketing, ad placement, logo design, and more. Contact King Gaddy at 706-914-6238 or email at kinggaddy7@gmail.com. Let me bring your vision to fruition. Peace.
Greetings, this is Professor Griff of Public Enemy. Welcome to the Oculus Inc. The Oculus, they are the ultra secret society. They are the ones that manipulate and control your perception. They're actually the gatekeepers of your perception. The Oculus are the ones that actually write the prescription. They are the ones to determine who and why you're seeing what you're actually seeing through signs and symbols. These signs and symbols, we see them every single day. Your banks, your fast food stores, energy companies, gas stations, car companies, sports teams, all of them have signs and symbols that they use in such a way where they speak a language to one another. These are the things that the Oculus controls. The Oculus Inc.
Peace, family. Welcome once again to another episode Underground Railroad. This is your host, Rich, joined once again with the living legend himself, none other than Professor Griff. Welcome back, my brother.
Peace. It's always a pleasure and honor to be back right here on Black Magic 363, right at the Underground Railroad. What's poppin', man? What's good with you, man?
I'm good. I'm feeling great today, my brother. I'm feeling great.
All right. That's a beautiful thing, and I can definitely echo that, man. I got my app coming out. And I met with the developers today, and I took the $1.99 price tag off of it because I want everyone to download the app, get it for free. Once they go on the app, there's different things that they have to pay for, but nonetheless, you can browse the app and see where you want to go on the app. You understand? It's a beautiful thing, Brother Rich. This is the day and time that we're living in. Black Dot said it's a blessing and a curse, man. With everything that's going on in the world, we need the Black Magic 363s. We need the Sirius Mindz. We need the pills out there doing what they're doing. There's a few more brothers and sisters, man, that have started YouTube channels, man. Brother Ben X doing his thing. And it's always a beautiful thing because we're going to be the ones on the front line disseminating this information, man, for real, bro.
Indeed, man. And that app, that's some serious stuff, man. So I commend you because that's where the future is going, brother. You don't even need a computer. You just go right on your phone and you can get all the information. So I definitely look forward to that. The day it comes out, I'm downloading it. So
just say the beautiful thing about that, you can live stream and we can do this show through the app. Without them shutting us down. And when you decided to put it up on social media, you put it up. You understand what I'm saying?
Dope, man. Dope. That's awesome, man. So listen, Professor Griff, man, we back here for another week. Today, I want to talk to you about my brother. All over the news and social media yesterday. Even when I was downtown the other day, there's a Guitar Center on 34th Street. So I went to Guitar Center. Big billboard with Colin Kaepernick downtown, with his afro, and it got the slogan, "Believe in something, even if it means sacrificing everything. Just do it," by Nike. So I said, wow. So it's a huge billboard downtown. I'm looking at the news yesterday and a lot of headlines saying that, this is one of the headlines, Colin Kaepernick is Nike's new $6 billion man. So let me just read you this brief article, letting everybody know exactly what we are talking about in regards to Colin Kaepernick and Nike. All right, despite a month full of highly publicized protests and conflicting market analysis, Nike has come out on top following its decision to select former NFL player and controversial activist Colin Kaepernick to appear as the face of its latest global campaign. CBS News reports Nike's market value has surged by nearly $6 billion. Wow! Since the athletic brand debuted its 30th anniversary Just Do It campaign starring Colin on Labor Day. Initially, when the Colin campaign was revealed, Nike stock sank more than 3%. Conservatives who did not condone the former NFL player kneeling before the flag in protest of police brutality and other forms of racial injustice burned Nike apparel and shoes publicly via social media, bound to no longer support the brand. Even Donald Trump, who has been an outspoken opposer of Colin's symbolic gesture, tweeted that the campaign delivered a terrible message and anticipated the brand's demise. It appears Donald's forecast that social media protests could not halt the mega brand's market appeal. Nike shares have surged 36% this year, experienced a nearly 5% increase just this month alone. The brand has also sold out of 61% more merchandise since releasing the ad, Reuters reported last week. This reportedly marks an all-time high for Nike's market value. Now, Nike's one of the biggest companies in the world. It's one of them billion-dollar companies. So for Reuters to report that this marks an all-time high for their market value, I mean, they said it was a risky move. They didn't know where the people was going to go with this. But it seemed like in terms of capitalistic gains as a company, Nike struck gold, Professor Griff.
Yep, exactly.
So, yeah, man, wow. With that being said, Professor Griff, is this a time when you see, is this a time for celebration? Not celebration, but is it a victory in a sense to those who are facing injustice, because we're showing the world that you can be rewarded for what we call keeping it real, or like they say, believing in something, because usually, Professor Griff, the cools get rewarded. And the Ray Lewises, the O.J. Simpsons, and they get the movie deals. The coons, they get on the casting couch, they do what they got to do, they're cool on TV, they'll say, racism never existed. Well, what's his name? Forrest Whitaker said that before, he got hit with the Me Too movement. But the coons that say some shit, they'll get rewarded for their coonery. Is this a victory in the sense that somebody who stood up for something is being rewarded, if we want to call it rewarded at this time, Professor Griff?
Brother Rich, two things with that. First of all, I don't think we should call it rewarded. I think we have to look at the facts, Brother Rich, and the fact that he already had a deal with Nike. Mm-hmm. They took a gamble after putting him on the bench, so to speak, at Nike. They wouldn't touch Colin Kaepernick for a minute. Do you understand what I'm saying? I heard through the grapevine there was some young white guy at Nike that said, listen, basically he came up with this the drug dealer, black drug dealer philosophy in the hood. Scared money don't make no money. He said, what better way to launch this thing and get a resurgence in the fourth quarter of trading, as far as the stock market is concerned? Why not gamble with Colin Kaepernick? All the eyes are on him. Every time his name is mentioned, you got the president talking about him. I think we should gamble on him. They gambled and they won. $6 billion worth, man. They won. 5% up in the stock market. They won. They won all the way around. Now, is that a reward? Should black people celebrate? Absolutely not. Simply because Nike took some of that money and they support the Republican Party. So then when you look at the political side of it and you see who they actually support with their money on the Republican side, those same people that they support speak against black people. and for keeping black people in their proverbial place, so to speak. So we have to understand that particular dynamic and how politics works. And this is politics at its best. Although they thought that they was going to sideline Colin Kaepernick, I'm talking about the naysayers and the haters, just because no football team would hire him as a quarterback. Let me tell you something. Right now, Colin Kaepernick is going to go down in history for doing what he did. I'm talking about what he, and they use the same slogan that would fit this thing perfectly. And they basically like, listen, you got to believe in something, even if it means sacrificing everything. Just do the damn thing. And he did it. And let's keep in mind, the boycott was not against the flag. It was not against the soldiers. It was not against any of those things. It's protesting against police brutality and the killing of black men being shot down by white police officers in America. That's what the kneeling was about. At first, he just sat on the bench. It was a white Christian Republican that suggested Colin Kaepernick take a knee. I'm gonna say that again. Yes. It was a white guy that said that.
Yes.
Do you understand what I'm saying? And then they came and tried to change the narrative about this being against the soldiers or against the flag. And then we had to beat that back, that they've been violating the flag. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not about any of those things. So now that Nike came along, this is my last 2 points. Now that Nike came along and says, wait a minute, we can profit off of this. Brother Rich, that's just good business. You already had them on your roster. You already had a deal with them. So why not use them? And that's exactly what Nike did. Last point. Police killed at least 378 black Americans from the moment Colin Kaepernick took a knee. 378. That's some serious numbers, man. So from the time he protested, it still was happening over and over and over and over again, right on up to the time that this white cop in Dallas went into this brother's apartment and shot him in cold blood. It's still happening. This is why Colin Kaepernick took a knee. Plain and simple. We need to remember that. Plain and simple. Nike, just doing good business, man. So let me ask a question real quick. For the naysayers that's out there, that's putting the evil, nasty comments under this clip. What face would you give Nike? When you think of Nike, who you think about? A Russian, an Irish dude, or Arab dude, or Indian dude? Who? You understand what I'm saying? Nike just did good business. When we think about Michael Jordan doing a deal with Nike or whoever else, who do we think about? You understand what I'm saying? So we have to understand the particular dynamic, the political dynamic in all of this and how this thing plays out on the political landscape, man. They're whipping the white Americans up, especially the older ones. I see white people crying on TV and burning Nike socks and burning shoes and all that kind of stuff. This is my last comment on that. If Ford Motor Company was to support Colin Kaepernick, would these same white people go burn their trucks? Would they go burn their F-150s? Come on, man. No, I think not. I think not.
Griff, I want to talk to you for a second about being financially savvy versus having a slave mentality. Immediately following this announcement, that the ad, and when the ad started on Labor Day, a lot of people, I believe one of them was, let me just say a lot of people, because I don't want to misquote anybody, but a lot of people in the black community on Instagram, social media, was saying how we should invest in Nike stocks. So it turns out those who made that investment at that time came up a couple of dollars. You know what I'm saying? They came up a little something. They got a couple of extra coins in their pocket. When they were talking about this originally, a lot of people said that was a slave mentality because we need to be starting our own companies instead of investing in other companies' stocks. So the people that invested it, Griff will say, okay, I could do both. I could start my own company and invest in Nike stock. And some people feel as though we shouldn't invest at all. So invested in Nike stock, how do you view that? Is is that still having a slave mentality, or is that just flat out being financially savvy? And we need to get over this shit and learn how to function in this capitalistic society, Professor Griff.
Professor Griff is going to speak from his business acumen and his business mind right now. That's just simply diversifying your portfolio, Brother Rich. And you said it. I can invest in Nike, get a couple of extra coins, and take them same coins and then invest that where I need to invest in. You understand what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that. Diversify your portfolio. What is wrong with that? I mean, my thing is, right now, I have to pay money to get my app developed. So that means I gotta take money and put it in somebody else's pocket or on the IT side. All right. A couple of the people on that side, I don't know what these people look like. I don't know if they're Indian or Arab or whoever they are. But nonetheless, I got to put some coins over there, all right, in order to get the technology I need to get this thing built so I can be in a position to offer black people an app for free. Or else I got to put a $5 price tag on it. You know our people. Well, I don't know what's in the app, man. He should be giving it away for free. That's our mentality. That is the slave mentality. Always thinking we got to give away for something for free. You understand what I'm saying? And sad but true, brother Rich, they will get it from you free and go right down the street and pay somebody top dollar for theirs, as though the other people's ice is colder. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So we have to understand this particular dynamic. Listen, there is absolutely no way that we are going to be able to come up out of this financial situation, economic situation in America unless we look at it from a realistic business perspective. All right? I'm not saying for us to get together and invest in something that's going to do harm to black people, i.e. vaccines, i.e. prison industrial complex, i.e. a few other things. I'm not saying invest in that. I'm saying what's wrong with investing in Nike? We can invest in Nike and then turn around and get an inside scoop and get a seat at the table, or have someone walk into Nike and say, listen, you truly want to make a killing? Let's make some sneakers that we can actually have the brothers and sisters in Africa get at a discounted rate. All right? We can make that deal. You understand what I'm saying? We can make a deal for all of the students that graduate high school. Nike can give them a pair of sneakers away for free. We can make all kind of deals once we get up in there. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying break your neck to get up in there. I'm just saying if you do, hold on. If you do have a way in, then go and get in. There's nothing wrong with that. I'd get in. Plain and simple. There's nothing wrong with diversifying your portfolio, man. And if I have an extra 10 G's aside just for investments, and Nike comes up on my radar, my financial investor that looks at stocks all day and sits in front of his TV and says, listen, now's the time to buy. You understand what I'm saying? This afternoon, Nike trading stock just went up slightly, 85.7 points. Get in now. You understand what I'm saying? Something's about to go down. I'm not talking about doing anything illegal. I'm not talking about insider trading. I'm just saying somebody gave me a tip that Nike about to do the damn thing with their new ad on Labor Day with Colin Kaepernick. All of this is gambling. All of this, you got to be a hire a chief market strategist. You understand what I'm saying? To make sure you come out on top. A lot of times people invest like that and lose, Brother Rich. Mm-hmm. So Nike was running a thin line between committing political suicide, so to speak, by shooting themselves in the foot by taking a chance with Colin Kaepernick. It's just that they took the chance and they won and they came up $6 billion. Damn.
Yeah, every time I hear that number, wow, that's a
the gross national product. The gross national product of some countries don't even make $6 billion, bro. Woo.
Easy.
5% increase in Nike's labor the day of the announcement.
Yeah, we still in September.
Yeah, we're still in September. We're not even in October. We're still in the last quarter. Wow. Anyway.
Well, let me ask you this, Professor Griff. does getting support from Nike, or, let's not even say a corporation like Nike. Let's say, Colin Kaepernick is protesting police brutality against black people in America. So getting support from corporations like Nike, or even getting support from white people, a bunch of white people supporting Colin Kaepernick, does that weaken the message or take away from the power in the message? And the reason why I ask this is because, and using you as an example, you belong to the most famous group in hip-hop of all time, Public Enemy, the most impactful group of all time, Public Enemy. And some people may go to your concert, Professor Griff, and they may be in the crowd and see white people, thousands of white people saying, fight the power. Right. And they may not feel it. They may say, wait a minute, this just doesn't feel right. So is that the same thing, Professor Griff, when it comes to Nike's backing Colin or other races backing Colin? Does it not feel right to you, Professor Griff?
To be honest with you, when I saw the move that Nike was making, I said, wow, smart move. If you're really thinking business, that move was brilliant, man. You understand what I'm saying? It's one of those kind of moves, because if we look at the ads that Nike have ran prior to Colin Kaepernick, they probably wasn't as edgy, but they tread a very thin line with people coming after them for the people that they were using in the ads. They used Serena Williams, right? They used LeBron James. And then they gambled on Colin Kaepernick. So you have to understand something. So if people are coming to Public Enemy concerts, black people, they're looking at all of the white people. First of all, let me get that madness straight. White people have always supported Public Enemy and always came to the concerts since day one, right on up to 2 years ago. So that's not going to stop, because we speak to an aspect of young white rage and anger against this government. Black people think and feel that white people are not supposed to be angry at their own government and have a redress of grievance. But they do, and they're angry as hell. And there are a lot of people out there, white people, a lot of musicians, a lot of comedians, a lot of people that spoke up against America. We just don't take the time to call the roll. You understand what I'm saying? So when Nike made a move like that, there were black people that saying Colin Kaepernick is not black. I'm gonna say that again. There are YouTube clips out there right now, Brother Rich, yes, 20 and 30 and an hour long, saying why Colin Kaepernick is not black. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
And I'm just saying, smart move on Nike's part. Colin Kaepernick didn't have a choice. You're under contract. And if you're going to hold on to that $4 or $5 million that we gave you, Nike said, listen, we got to have a meeting. It's time for you to come on in. You understand what I'm saying? And Colin Kaepernick said, okay, well, what's the deal? What are we going to do? And they laid it out to him, and he had no other choice. He's under contract. You understand what I'm saying? So those white people that are saying fight the power at the Public Enemy concerts, listen, man, we were doing concerts for a long time with no black people in the audience, man. Not to say that we got used to the look, because we didn't, because the majority of our lyrics and our songs spoke to black people coming up in America and throughout the world. It's just that white people came along and said, listen, I can identify with that. Mm-hmm. I can identify with that. And they came to the concert, and they still come to the concerts because they identify with the sound and they identify with the message. Do we mind? No, we don't mind, man. Early on, our mission was to raise the consciousness of the human family. You can go back and listen to any interview I've done. Of course, we focus in on who we are as a people first, because we're black. But we focus in on raising the conscious level of the human family. That was our mission. That's what we set out. That's what we set out to do.
Professor Griff, no, go ahead, brother. You still, go ahead.
Colin Kaepernick took a knee against police brutality, not against anything else that may be as American as apple pie and trading fucking baseball cards. I'm just saying to you, Brother Rich, when they change and switch the narrative, they try to own it, and they try to brainwash the American people to make American people think that it was about the flag, and it's never been about the flag. Not at all. Not at all. Then when they found out that his mom was white, you understand what I'm saying? It's like, wow, that was something for them to talk about, thus changing the narrative again. Now it's not about the flag. It's not about the police brutality. It's not about anything. Now it's about whether or not the brother is black. So Rodney Harrison says Colin Kaepernick is not black. And he says, you know, basically, I'm a black man. Colin Kaepernick don't even know what it's like. They blasted that brother, and he went on Twitter and apologized. Because it's not about Colin Kaepernick. This is not about Colin Kaepernick. You understand what I'm saying? There's been a lot of people that look like Colin Kaepernick throughout history that have protested and fought against some of the evils that America's portrayed and put on, and the wickedness that America heaped on black people's heads. Plain and simple. Someone said he purposely picked his afro out so he can look more ethnic. This ain't about none of that, Brother Rich. This is not about that. This is about taking a knee in a silent protest, which America said we had the right to do. And that's what he's doing. Nike came along and saw that, the attention and the energy surrounding it. Anything that you direct all the energy to, Brother Rich, of course it's going to get some attention. You understand what I'm saying? So the few people that went online burning their sneakers and socks and all that kind of stuff, you fueled the fire. They fueled it. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of people are like, I don't see what they're doing. Why they're burning that? You see, you got to understand something, Rich, Brother Rich. That's the same thing they did with LeBron James when he left Cleveland. They burned his jersey, right or wrong.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
For no reason. It was a business move that he made for his family, himself and his family, right or wrong. He went, got a couple of rings, came back, and I believe he got them a ring, right?
Yeah, that's when he came back. He didn't get him a ring at that point, so they were very, hostile.
Right, exactly. So then he moved on, and then now he moved on again. So come on, man. Come on.
Well, let's talk about Professor Griff, another light-skinned revolutionary, Jesse, what's the name?
Yeah.
Jesse Williams, yeah.
Jesse Williams.
Yeah, another one of our light-skinned brothers. Shout out all the light-skinned brothers. You know, we get a bad reputation sometimes, Professor Griff. But listen. We've done a show on Jesse Williams before when he got his BT award, and it was an amazing speech the brother gave, and people were upset that it was received so well from somebody who was light-skinned. So it's kind of similar to what you're saying about Colin Kaepernick. Sometimes when these messages come from somebody who's light-skinned, people start wondering and questioning their authenticity of blackness. So, saying that to say, Jesse Williams is coming out with a film on the aftermath of Emmett Till's murder. So, he's coming out with this film. And part of the promo for this film, he went on, I guess, one of these, either Twitter or Instagram, and he put up these memes. And the meme, at the bottom it said, Till coming soon. And, one had a picture of Emmett Till's mother crying. It said, believe in something if it means sacrificing everything. That's the same slogan from the Nike ad with Colin Kaepernick. Another one of the meme pictures had Emmett Till's mother crying at the casket, believe in something even if it means sacrificing everything. Then there was another picture with Emmett Till's mother and Emmett Till saying the same thing, believe in something even if it means sacrificing everything, Till coming soon. So a lot of people got extremely upset to the point where he took down this meme because they were saying, how dare he use Emmett Till and compare it to what Colin Kaepernick is going through. Was there anything wrong with, I'm going to put the picture up for the people to see, for those who haven't seen it at this time, but is there anything wrong with that, in your opinion, what Jesse Williams did, Professor Griff?
Bad move, Jesse Williams. Yeah, I was rocking with you for a minute, bro, but bad move. It's bad enough that the Till family went through what they went through. Bad enough that the two white guys that did that to Emmett Till confessed, and people knew at the time. But even when the people knew, the woman knew what actually had happened, we still didn't get justice for Emmett Till. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when you take the brother preaching, or you take his mom, or you take his mom crying at the casket, or you take the picture of Emmett Till and his mom, and you start talking about believing something, even if it means sacrificing everything just to sell a movie, that's not good, man. That's not good. I don't care how you look at that. That's not good, man. And you cannot compare it to what Nike is doing with Colin Kaepernick. Absolutely not. And I believe Jesse apologized for that, and he actually took him down. You understand what I'm saying? Which he should have done, because you jeopardize the whole idea. Because if you put a bad taste in people's mouth this far out, people may start protesting the film, and you just lost, bruh. Mm-hmm. News broke Monday that Jesse was taped to direct a new film about Emmett Till's mother, Mammy Till. The film follows Mammy's fight for justice after her 14-year-old son was murdered in the South for allegedly whistling at a white woman. For people that don't know, that's out there and don't know who Emmett Till is. Jesse promoted the project by posting the pics below, and it shows the believing something if it means sacrificing everything, and pictures of Mammy Till, Emmett Till's mom, and Emmett Till. Not good. Not good. Colin Kaepernick is kneeling to fight against police brutality. Of course, this is racism, white supremacy in its physical form, murdering Emmett Till. So white supremacists murdering Emmett Till. And I don't even believe it was white supremacists at the time. It was the average old white dudes. They didn't have to belong to any organization, because that was the thinking and the sentiment and the feeling at that particular time in America. So that could have been any average old white people. But to use that and to promote a film about Emmett Till's mom and her plight, not good, bro. Not good. And he should have drawn some major criticism after promoting the film that way. Not good. I don't even know who greenlighted that move. He should have checked with the promotion department of the film. Not good.
Professor Griff, the Alex Jones crowd, the Bill O'Reilly crowd, I don't know, who else can I think of? Well, I'm sure the people get my point. They feel as though the liberal media has an agenda. You know, Alex Jones got banned. I mean, all platforms, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Hit him hard. They feel as though the media has an agenda, and the media is aligning with black people. And this Colin Kaepernick, Nike aligning with Colin Kaepernick could be an example, more than they are aligning with the conservative viewpoint. They feel at this time, Professor Griff, a lot of them, that they are the oppressed ones in this country. They are the ones that don't have a voice in this country at the time. They are the ones being censored at this time. So while you're talking about racism, white supremacy, they're saying, nah, Griff, it ain't about that. Nigga, I'm oppressed. Do you see my leader, Alex Jones? Do you see how they're censoring us? This ain't about racism, white supremacy. What would be your response to, that demographic that feels as though they're the ones that's being oppressed at this time, Professor Griff, and being, censored?
I think that's reverse racism at its best. If white people during Black History Month was to be quiet and not mumble a mumbling word, not voice one word during Black History Month, white people's voice would be heard regardless, simply because white people are a very integral part of the psyche that goes on in the madness that goes on in white people's mind. I believe I heard D.L. Hughley say, the most dangerous place to be in America is in the imagination of a white person's mind.
Yeah, he said that. Yeah.
And it's like, I was like, oh, Wow, simply because in February, we still got to go to school, white people's education. We still got to go to restaurants, most of them. This American diet, right? We still got to go through Thanksgiving, white people history, because we talk about it, but white people don't talk about what they did to the Native American. We still got to make it through Halloween, all right? We still got to make it through Christmas. We still got to make it through the January 1st, the first of the year, all right? And even when we take breaks from school, we still get an overdose of white. We get white in the kitchen. They whitewash every product that come out of the ground which is dark, i.e. sugar, i.e. some other things that's dark. And they bleach it out, flour and some other stuff. So we have to understand the dynamic of the white psyche and how it plays, or the black psyche and how white psyche plays throughout black life. You understand what I'm saying? White people will always be present in the psyche of black people. So for white people to start crying foul now, wow, that's absurd, Brother Rich. That is absolutely ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. You can go out on the street, man, and you can take a taste test of what black people think about themselves, man, and then play that back for white people. They're like, wow, we didn't know black people felt that way about themselves. Yeah, because of what y'all did to black people in the educational system, in the religious system especially, and in the political system. So we have to understand these dynamics and how they play out in black life. And all of our scholars, and ancestors have spoke to this particular dynamic on how white people will at the end, white people will start crying reverse racism without understanding a fundamental working definition of what racism, white supremacy is. So, but because you might get locked out of a job, or white people, black people may be your supervisor at Smoothie King or something, you all of a sudden want to cry foul. You understand what I'm saying? Right. That brother made three more nickels more than you, man. So shut your behind down and be quiet. Black people still don't run nothing in America but our mouths. End of the damn story. Racism. But we can't stop white people from moving forward in America. How are they going to cry racism? Black people don't run nothing in America. We don't own anything in America. We don't shape and mold policy according to how we feel. White people do that. And just because you see them playing this stuff out on the news every day with the ones that want to get selected and elected to a certain position, and you see white people pushing back on some of these white candidates that's running for office, don't get fooled by that. That's the game that they have to play. There's a war going on Capitol Hill. And it's white on white crime at its best, man.
Professor Griff, one of the things everybody brings up about Nike is that they engage in prison labor. Not only prison labor, but I guess in third world countries, you know, they pay these workers extremely cheap wages to manufacture their sneakers. So, I mean, those are extreme examples of exploitation and, I guess, slave labor and, you know, other things people might call it. I want to ask you, and all of us have our limit to how far we would go in terms of this thing we call capitalism. Let me bring an example up to you, Professor Griff. I own a restaurant.
Right.
Black restaurant, black soul food restaurant, Professor Griff, in Atlanta, down where you're at, Professor Griff. And, you know, there's a huge Mexican community down there. And, the Mexicans see I'm opening up a restaurant, and, you know, I'm looking to hire black staff for a black soul food restaurant. You know, the Mexicans come to me and they say, listen, I've done this before at other restaurants. I will work at your restaurant. Just give me $7 an hour. That's all I need. You know what I'm saying? To do what I gotta do. Now, is there something wrong with me hiring a kitchen full of Mexicans because they offered or they wanted or, you know, whatever the minimum wage is, because I don't want to make it illegal and then a person could get their way out of whatever the minimum wage is, that Mexican is willing to do that minimum wage, but I was about to pay a black person much more to work the kitchen. Is there anything wrong with me hiring those Mexicans because I want the cheapest labor possible? Because if that's the fact, then, you know, is there anything wrong with, I guess, Nike or any other company outsourcing to third world countries because they want the same thing, the cheapest labor possible, Professor Griff?
Well, I think there was an investigating team that went over and they looked at the practices of the company Nike in third world countries and in other places. But because they found a few violations, which I think Nike was forced to clean up. And if you go on the internet now and you look at some of the conditions of the laborers, the child laborers then, and the laborers today, it's vastly different. But Nike and child labor, how it went from just talk to almost being synonymous now. So you have white writers, all right, that probably work for other shoe companies and other sports apparel companies that may be hired to write these kind of disparaging kind of articles about Nike. Business is warfare, Brother Rich. I'm not Nike's spokesperson. I don't know whether Nike or not Nike participates in child labor, illegal child labor practices in third world country. I probably have to do investigative research like you would have to do. But to answer your question very directly, I know 3 prominent black business owners right now. Not only did they hire Mexicans to work in the back, they hired them to work up front. Not only are they pro-black, they actually hired white people. Now it's becoming, do I want my business to fail and just hire all black people, or do I want my business to thrive and hire whoever could do the damn job? That's the question. I'm not letting my business fail simply because every other black person I hire, the turnover rate is like, 3 every month. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So yeah, if 4 Mexicans wanna come and work for the same wages I would have to pay 2 black people, of course, yeah, y'all got the job. Come on, this is what I need done. Plain and simple. Every place from the damn car wash to cutting the grass to painting your damn house to whatever. Let me tell you something, man. I moved twice within the last few years, Brother Rich. Let me tell you something, man. I drove by Home Depot in an SUV. I'm like, get in, let's go. Mm-hmm. Let's make it happen because the Mexicans out there want to work. And that's just the reality. That's the starch reality, man. That's the cold, hard facts, man. And that's just what it is. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so let me tell you something, man. These people that put together Nike,
they're gonna get you in the comment section now, Professor Griff.
So let me tell you something, man. Quiet as it's kept. They feel the same way I feel. They just don't want to admit it. They're not mad. They're not mad enough or want enough to admit it. but because I'm being transparent, they want to pick on me. but quiet as it's kept, I'm not letting my business fail. After I tried to hire Pookie, my cousin Ray, you understand, a few other people that halfway want to come to work. No, I'm not doing that, bro. I'm not doing that. Let me tell you something about some of these people that have started these companies like Nike. Let me tell you something. They understand. They graduated from the school of business, bro. Whether it's the London School of Business, the Harvard School of Business, you understand what I'm saying? Stanford School of Business. These people know exactly what the hell they doing, man. You understand what I'm saying? They not dumb. When was the last time you went to Starbucks? Mm-hmm. Where do you think they get them coffee beans from? Third world countries, right or wrong?
Yeah, that's true.
When was the last time you picked up your cell phone? Where are they getting that raw material from? Africa? I can call the roll, Brother Rich. So we need to stop fronting and be real. Plain and simple. We need to start worrying about why A half a damn brigade of Chinese military just landed in Africa, about to make that move in Africa. You understand what I'm saying? In Ghana. This is what we need to be worried about, how to unify here, because let me tell you something, Trump, before he get out of office, I'm telling you, man, he gonna press the button for real, Brother Rich. He gonna set this thing off, man. We need to stop looking at each other to beat one another down. To start looking at what we're saying and be transparent, like Professor Griff is being transparent on it and looking at it for what it's really truly worth. I'm not letting my business fail because some black people don't want to come to work, Brother Rich. It's not gonna happen. Plain and simple.
Indeed, indeed.
Wait. Jesus and Jose will have a goddamn job tomorrow. Maria will have a goddamn job for real. Anyway, go ahead, brother.
When you see the actress Jennifer Lewis from Blackish, she was also on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. She was recently spotted at the Emmys wearing Nike apparel purposely as a statement piece to support the move that Nike did. Do you feel, is that, some people will be like, oh man, here we go with that shit. You got, now you gonna make the white company rich. Now you gotta, buy shit that you wouldn't normally buy and extra promote them just because they signed Colin Kaepernick. Is there anything wrong with her statement or with her move to go to the Emmys and wear Nike apparel? Do you see anything wrong with that in terms of the advancement of where we're trying to go right now, Professor Griff?
I can't say whether I agree or disagree with what the sister did, but I can honestly say that there's some people that's listening to this right now that will put up a meme and a post, and that's their revolutionary act of the year, Brother Rich. I call it the revolutionary act of the month. You understand what I'm saying? And that's how I view this move that she made. How do we know that this sister ain't pro-black inside and out? And this was the way that she could make her statement. You understand what I'm saying? I say wear the damn thing. Isn't that a lot better than going to the Emmys wearing some $7,000 gown made by some dude somewhere in the backwoods in France, the back side street in France? You understand what I'm saying? Is this better than walking the red carpet on the blood of the people wearing some dress, made by somebody's name that you can't even pronounce? Yeah, I think this is a bold move. Anytime a woman like that, Jennifer Lewis or whoever it is, make a bold statement like that, they run the risk of not getting work. You understand what I'm saying? So if you look at the film footage, everybody around her had these $8, $9, $10, $20,000 gowns on. She says, "No, I'm coming just like this with the Nike swoosh on it. And this is my way of supporting Colin Kaepernick, because I'm going to just do it." Plain and simple. So, to each his own, man. To each his own. No, look, I'm going to be honest with you. I ain't throwing my goddamn Nikes away.
But are you wearing extra Nike just cause? That's the point people are trying to,
Absolutely not. I'm not going to buy no extra Nikes, and I'm not going to broadcast it, and I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to make Nike any wealthier than what they are. Nike's already damn rich. Now, am I going to go and see a pair of Nike sitting next to some other kind of sneaker or whatever? If I like the Nike, I'm going to get it. Plain and simple. You understand what I'm saying? I got 2 or 3 pairs of the RBG shoes, the apparel, the Nargas foot apparel. You understand? So I'm good. I'm good. If it matches the outfit I'm wearing that. You understand? But if my red Nikes fit what I'm wearing today, that's what I'm styling. Plain and simple. I'm not surface like that, Brother Rich. I understand the picture's worth 1,000 words, and 1,000 pictures are worth the weight in gold. And that's why Nike took the risk with Colin Kaepernick. Let me ask the listeners something. Y'all didn't gamble on Colin Kaepernick because y'all didn't see this coming. Y'all was counting him out because y'all said he wasn't black. But Nike made the move and they up $6 billion. Now how you feel? Calculate them goddamn numbers. You understand what I'm saying? So no, I'm not saying, I'm part of what I'm saying tonight is coming from a business mind. Alright? It's coming from a mind like, okay, Nike, that was a smart move. But the Jennifer Lewis' sister wearing the Nike thing, she's making a statement. All right? Colin Kaepernick didn't mind simply because he's under contract with them anyway. How else the brother gonna eat? You don't want to see Colin Kaepernick broke and on Skid Row. So the rest of the young people can look at that and say, man, I ain't never going that route. Look what they did to him. You know what I'm saying, Brother Rich? But now, Nike came along and says, nah, man, we're going to up the ante. We're going to re-sign the contract with you. It's like, oh. Young kids are looking at that now like, wow. Muhammad Ali didn't do a bad job after he protested the war in Vietnam, after he protested white-on-black crime. John Carlos and Tommy Smith, whatever happened to them brothers? Until somebody stand up, one of these filmmakers stand up and make that movie about John Carlos and Tommy Smith and let young black athletes know there's nothing wrong with standing up for your people and standing up for what's right. That's the signal that it sent. So Donald Trump said, nah, it's sending the wrong signal. What wrong signal is it sending? Police that shoot down black people are sending the wrong signal. What the fuck happened to Officer Goddamn Friendly? Remember Officer Friendly used to come to the school?
Right.
And they used to have comic books and shit and all that about Officer Friendly. What the fuck happened to him? Officer Friendly don't exist anymore, Brother Rich. Nah, he doesn't exist anymore.
I got one last question for you, Professor Griff. I definitely enjoyed the show and this talk. I know the people are definitely enjoying it. Shout out to all the listeners listening right now, man. I appreciate the support. Last question, Professor Griff. We've been talking about having a business mind during this show. We've been talking about standing up for something, even if it means sacrificing everything in this show. Now I want to talk about mixing those two, pretty much mixing those two in the society. And what do you get when you mix those two? What's the, you know, if that's the form, what do you get when you mix those two ingredients? You know, what's the outcome after that? Is it possible? Well, let me ask this by saying that. Is it possible, Professor Griff, to have a race-first mentality? You know, a race-first mentality, you know, if you're black, you know, a black-first mentality. In this society, if you're faced with the obstacles we're faced with. You know, you gave the example of Home Depot and hiring the workers, you know, because Ray and them messed up. A lot of people would say, that's not race-first, Professor Griff. We gave the example, you know, of coons. You know, coons will come after you. Coons will come after you sometimes faster than anybody else because they're angry. The coons get angry when you advance. So when Colin Kaepernick did what he did, the coons came hard because they get angry. They want them, you know, as Tariq Nasheed says, them butter biscuits. So the coons get angry real fast. So you got that obstacle. You know, there's just different obstacles you have in a capitalistic society if you want to adopt this race-first mentality. So to end the program, is that possible even at this time, Professor Griff? To think race-first, when you're dealing with capitalism, you're dealing with your people with Stockholm Syndrome, you're dealing with your people with a crabs in a barrel mentality, you're dealing with being a businessman and wanting your business to succeed. There's so many different factors. Is it possible to adopt a race-first mentality at this time, Professor Griff?
It is possible, but it's very difficult. We shift into a mentality and a very dangerous and gray area, Brother Rich, when you ask a question like that, because then we got to start talking about code switching. When we're talking about code switching, meaning you black as hell at home, on your black street with your black pet, with your black family, in your black car, in your black ass house. You understand what I'm saying? But when you go to work among all white people, oh yeah, you got a code switch, man. You got to go and be able to adapt and speak the language in order for you to survive at work, Brother Rich. We have to understand that particular dynamic. You act in one way at home, and you act in one way on the job. You only get 2 15-minute breaks and 1 30-minute lunch break. So yeah, you have to shift back in and out of who you really are. You can be pro-black, but nonetheless, you're the supervisor, all right, of a project at work and you got to see 20 employees that's under you through 4 or 5 Asians, 12 whites, and a couple of black people. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, you better do some serious code switching if you're gonna keep your job. All right, but that same person can take part of what she earned on that job and take some valuable time out of her schedule to go and work for free at the youth center. All right, or feeding the homeless, or doing whatever. She could definitely have a race-first mentality. It depends on how resourceful you are when it comes to your time management, Brother Rich. And that's real. That's real. I don't do benefits and that kind of stuff in the white neighborhood because white people don't call me. Have I ever? Yeah, we've been called. Public Enemy has been called to do some things on a sports level and on a level to do some things where they're predominantly white people in the room, and yeah, we've been called to do those things. Do you understand what I'm saying? Have I called to do some things for black people and knowing daggone well that they made money but offered me none? Yeah, I get put in that fix every other week, Brother Rich. Come speak at the so-and-so and so-and-so. And the first time you ask, well, what kind of budget did you guys put together to make sure that event happened? Oh, man, we don't have a budget. Well, how am I supposed to get there? I don't know. Uber. Where am I supposed to eat? Where am I supposed to lay my head? They have no clue, Brother Rich. They have no clue. How many times you going to do that, Brother Rich? Not too many times. Not too many times. So at the end of the day, when you still do the benefits and you still come home pro-black, yeah, you do. You come home pro-black and hurt and broke. So we have to be able to balance these things out. And time management, man, is most important, man. And at the age that I'm at, yeah, man, family's important, man. That's my priority. Wife is my priority. Before any of those things, myself and my relationship with the Creator is priority. So can I be pro-black and go do business with white people at the same time and be beneficial to my people? Yeah, I could do that. Yeah, I could do that. I did that. I'm pro-black and performing in front of thousands of white people. Yeah.
Well, Professor Griff, man, I definitely appreciate your time, my brother. I want you at this time, let the people know what you got going on. I know you always give your number. Somebody and some people definitely want to reach out to you. So leave your contact information for everybody to reach you, my brother.
Yeah, they probably want to reach out to me to curse me out on this one, but at least some nasty messages on my phone. But as you know, Brother Rich, I don't mind. I'll take the good with the bad. My phone number is 678-557-2919. That's 678-557-2919. Of course, I'm still taking donations for the Oculus Inc. film. I finally got with a company that's willing to make it happen, so I need to put the money together to make sure we can make that happen. The Oculus Inc. Just Google or go on my website, and on the first page you can donate to the Oculus Inc. Film. Of course, the app, Brother Rich. The app is being launched the first week in October at the LOX conference. It's gonna launch October 7th, man. So people can go look for it. The Apple Store, the Google Play. You can get it from there. It's the Sirius Mindz app. All right, by Professor Griff. The Sirius Mindz app. You can download it for free. Go on there and whatever door you want to open up. I think there's a $9.99 price just for everything. You understand what I'm saying? It's easier to pay for the whole year. You get a discount, that kind of thing. But the live streaming, the classes, all the social events, the classes are going to be involved in that particular package that I'm offering. All kind of things are offered, man. I got a virtual library that they're building for me, Brother Rich. You'll be able to have a virtual library card. You can go take the library card and you can peruse through thousands of documents. You understand what I'm saying? Which is beautiful. So that's going to take a few minutes to build, but we're building that out, man. A virtual library. There's a chat on this. So when I give my classes, people can chat comments and that kind of thing, and we can answer them on the spot, Brother Rich. So it's a beautiful thing. People can come and join whatever community on the app that they want to join, man. Yeah, and connect with other people that's in other communities. That's how we're doing it. So we're not just stuck to putting our stuff up on social media for free. You understand what I'm saying?
Indeed, man.
Yeah, but definitely.
Listen, that's game changing, my brother. Game changing.
Yo, give thanks. So they can go to www.professorgriff.me, and of course they can access the app from my website. But of course they can just call me directly, 678-557-2919. And please check me out on World Star Hit Radio every Wednesday night at 9 from 9 to 10, and on Sirius Mindz RNTV on YouTube. As always, Brother Rich, really appreciate you, man, for having me on.
Indeed, man. Once again, family, this is Brother Rich with Professor Griff, Sirius Mindz, and Black Magic 363. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe or sign up to Brother Rich's Patreon page. That's patreon.com/blackmagic363. That's how you support independent media in this channel. Just in case Brother Rich isn't on YouTube 3 years from
right.
now. Make sure you.
No, I'm gonna make sure you get your own app, man. I'm gonna tell the developers to give you a deal. You understand what I'm saying? For real.
Yeah, we definitely gonna have that talk, man. So shout out to Griff, man. What Griff is doing is revolutionary. Support the brothers app. And on that note, family, we are signing out. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.
Peace.
Joint Balance Formula. For healthy joints, get 3 bottles for $47.97 or 1 bottle for $22.97. Get your supply today. Visit us online at riversideTaichi.com/joint balance formula.
Hieroglyphic Visions, a digital marketing services company. We provide digital services for your company, such as flyer design, online marketing, ad placement, logo design, and more. Contact King Gaddy at 706-914-6238 or email at kinggaddy7@gmail.com. Let me bring your vision to fruition. Peace.
Greetings, this is Professor Griff of Public Enemy. Welcome to the Oculus Inc. The Oculus, they are the ultra secret society. They are the ones that manipulate and control your perception. They're actually the gatekeepers of your perception. The Oculus are the ones that actually write the prescription. They are the ones to determine who and why you're seeing what you're actually seeing through signs and symbols. These signs and symbols, we see them every single day. Your banks, your fast food stores, energy companies, gas stations, car companies, sports teams. All of them have signs and symbols that they use in such a way where they speak a language to one another. These are the things that the Oculus controls. The Oculus Inc.